bringing news that matters to you. You're watching the Bahamas Tonight Northern Edition.
Welcome back. And this just in, ZNS News has learned that flights into and out of Grand Bahama are on hold tonight. Reports say the lights on the runway have malfunctioned, essentially crippling air traffic on this island. We were unable to reach officials of the airport company for comment on the situation. And of course, this is a story that we will continue to follow. In other news, the Grand Bahama branch of the Ragged Island Cultural and Heritage Association is preparing to host an event to raise funds for victims of the central and southern Bahamas affected by Hurricane Joaquin. The president of the local association, Kenny Lockhart, says that they are planning a comedy review with a specific goal in mind.
Our aim is to raise a minimum of $12,000 to $14,000 so we can give each one of our sister organizations $2,000 to assist in any way possible with the hurricane relief. We sought to do this because we don't know when, I'm not going to say if, but I don't know when it will be Ragged Island that's going to suffer some sort of devastation.
And while on the topic of comedy and having fun, that wacky bunch, James Catlin and friends, are coming to the stage in Grand Bahama this weekend. Summer Madness 2015 is slated for the Regency Theater for one night only. That's tomorrow night, and a few members of the cast stopped by our studios today, including the man himself, James Catlin.
We mash a lot of corns and we walk on plenty bunions. But over the past 36 years of my involvement in James Catlin and Friends, we are trying to get the Bahamian public to look at themselves and laugh at themselves. We take ourselves too seriously. We believe that anything we do, people must praise us. Sometimes we have to pick people to pieces for them to see their wrongness. I find it with politicians. I find it with the church. I find it in the social and civic world. Come, laugh at yourself and have a good time.
Now, curtains open at 8 p.m. tomorrow, and it is expected to be timely, topical, and typical, not to mention hilarious.
If you haven't done so as yet, be up, listen to ZNS, catch ZNS News, read the newspapers, go on social media and find out what is happening, who got fired, who ain't got fired, who crossed the floor.
Who ain't got no floor to cross?
Thank you. All right. Who jumped from the frying pan into the fire instead of swimming in the cooling waters? Now you got to understand what I'm talking about with that one. Think about it.
You want a belly full of laughter? You come on out and hey, you could laugh with me and this bald-headed fella right here, Mr. James Julius Catlin himself, the bald one.
And now it is time to ask the doctor.
I'm Dr. Monique Pratt. Welcome. David from Nassau asks, I developed a bad rash around my neck after my wife and I changed our laundry detergent, but nothing happened to my wife. Is there something I should be worried about? David, it sounds like you experienced a case of contact dermatitis. Contact with an irritant or allergen causes this form of dermatitis, which usually produces a dry, scaly, non-itchy rash. Exposure to chemicals, such as cleaning products or industrial chemicals, causes this condition. The irritant will cause a rash on anyone exposed to it, but some people's skin may be more easily affected. Areas with thinner skin, such as the eyelids, are more likely to react. The severity of a reaction may vary with the duration of exposure and the amount of irritant. Allergic contact dermatitis produces a very itchy red rash with bumps and sometimes blisters. Common allergy-causing agents called allergens include latex rubber, nickel, and poison ivy. Allergic contact dermatitis develops after your initial exposure to the allergen. Avoiding the irritant or allergen allows the rash to heal, and medications may improve symptoms. If you have a rash or a reaction that is severe, please don't suffer. See a doctor who can treat and control your symptoms with prescription medications. Do you have a question or just concerned about your health? Please email askdrbahamas@gmail.com. I'm Dr. Monique Pratt, and this has been Ask the Doctor.
Stay with us. Ricardo Lightborn has a check on sports when we come back.
And then when you really think about it, there's so many stories to be told. In addition to that, there are many personalities that we have not yet featured and should be featured because they come and they go. And I believe that that is what we were intending to do, and I believe it's still necessary because if you have all this airtime, you're sitting all day, why can't more of those programs be on? Why can't we be encouraging another industry to develop?